I tried to tell Rodney that my empire, everything I was based on my people. That everything I was based on mutual respect, mutual kindness, mutual love, mutual caring, mutual help. I said, and I tried to tell Rodney, I said, all of my life forms work together, basically. We do it alone as well, and stuff like that. But we also work together. Like the 1.5s knew the exoskeletons, and the exoskeletons knew the 1.5s. Like my life forms all basically knew each other. We worked together, you know. And even my groups on my planets, they all knew each other, and they worked together. The Germans knew the Russians, and everybody knew everybody, and everybody worked together. Basically, we worked together as a group, as unity. There's orphanages. I tried to instill some knowledge or some information into Rodney, but he didn't seem to get it. As I say, he never really understood. Like he saw that there was a way of winning, that there's a way of conquering or something. Like he was talking about destruction or basically, shooting people and shooting them dead and this and that. And it's like, yes, I have great power. Yes, I have nuclear capability. Yes, I have the capability of wiping whole worlds clean, basically. But that does not mean that I go around and do it. Most of the nuclear weapons were basically for moving dirt and shattering rock and being able to loosen thousands of cubic yards of very hard rock in an instant. Basically, it shatters it like what's it called. That's what I used the nuclear bombs for in Panama. 1812 in Panama, we were moving mountains. We were shattering rock with the nuclear explosives. That's what we used them for. You know, that's why we had them. Because dynamite and gunpowder wasn't enough, and nuclear weapons, nuclear power, could actually produce that big of an explosion. It wasn't for killing people. It was for mining. It was a better way of basically mining a mountain. You could shatter a whole mountain in an instant, basically, and turn it into rubble. And basically, then you could break it apart easier and mine it. It was a mining thing. That's what even the battleships. It was for breaking apart rock. It's just an easier way of breaking apart rock. You could break apart a huge rock with that much force. I mean, you can sit there and tap on a rock all day, or you could just go into it, and it shatters it into pieces. So that's what the battleships were really for. They were for it was for shattering rock. It's a better way of basically mining. It wasn't actually for killing people. Like even my cannons, we used them for mining. We didn't use them to kill people. Rodney saw this other way of looking at the battleships. I mean, it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, you can kill quite a few people with them, but that's not what they're for. It's like, yes, I have a fleet of battleships. Yes, I have bombers and large explosives, but that's not what it's for. It's not for killing people. Like, yes, I have exoskeletons. Yes, I have spaceships. It took me a very long time to get the LSF-A colony ship. I didn't just snap my fingers and bring it into existence. Like, I was in existence for millions or hundreds of millions of years. And suddenly Rodney finds himself in a position where he could pull off this lie or this trick or whatever else you might think of it as, and it just opened the door for a nightmare. Anyway, whatever. Like I said, Rodney would have to deal with all the other life forms, though. Like I said, one day I woke up and I basically said, Rodney, I think it's best if you just talk to all the other life forms in the universe and deal with it. Deal with them. Like I said, you can just deal with Belfast. Like I don't like I was never alone. Like I am, and I was the most public. Lucifer Starlines. I'm the most public person ever. Like Lucifer Star, builder of the stars. It's not here. But builder of the stars, builder of the SL or LS whatever rounds or SL. It's either SL round or something like that, or LS round. I don't know. Maybe SL. I forget. Star light. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, whatever. That you could call them anyway. Basically, they're fusion reactions. Thorium, uranium, or uranium and thorium, and a couple other metals. Basically, create a nuclear reaction designed by the Germans, actually. So, anyway, like I said, and later on, people were trying to say that the Germans were. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, wow. No, they weren't. They're for space. Numbskull. Anyway, and like I said, that's just my human colonies. This is just my human colony. There's also my 1.5 colonies. There's my exoskeleton colonies. There's a few other colonies, like I said, possibly 36 life forms. I don't know, 64, 72, I don't know. It just kind of grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. I mean, you have to include the dinosaurs as well. Those technically were some of my life forms, although they're lesser sentient. Anyway, it was complicated back then. We were trying to create a life form that was sentient, that could do stuff, but wasn't that intelligent. Because I didn't want to kill intelligent life forms. I had this thing about not killing things that could feel or think or know stuff. So we were trying to design something with a small brain. Anyway, it was complicated. You'd have to ask the 1.5s. I'm not exactly sure. I was really, I was really very, I mean, I just, when you're the creator of a life form, like, when it screams, you think about that. I mean, it bothered me. A lot of things bothered me. Like, eventually they might bother you. It might eventually bother you about the kind of the meat you eat, about the thought of that poor little animal dying. Like, I don't know. Like, when you're in the existence game, when you really start, when you pull yourself out of the situation of the world around you and you start thinking about the cosmic, everything around you. And you really start thinking about how other things feel. I mean, I don't know, it's possible I didn't care at first, but then I did care. Yeah, whatever, it's complicated. Existence is complicated. Like at one point in time in very old existence, like, I don't know, you could do whatever you wanted, but I didn't want it like that. I cared what my life forms felt and what they thought. I cared about how the people of my country felt. Like, technically, when you're the leader of a country, you're following along with them and basically doing what they want. You're like too. I tried to tell Rodney this too. I tried to distill knowledge and wisdom into Rodney, but he didn't. It didn't take, like they say. Like I was trying to tell him, like a leader in his country, you go like this. It's when you're the leader of a country, you're not just doing whatever you want. You're listening to your people. You're listening to the other countries of the world and the other peoples of the world. You're constantly mindful of everything. You're thinking about what they need. You're thinking about what you need. I mean, I spent thousands of years basically just, looking after my life forms and all that other stuff. I mean, technically I was a computer, so kind of had to anyway. But anyway, it's all complicated, but I mean, I was, they used to say, I was the one computer that wouldn't actually launch bombs or launch nuclear missiles. Because I was like, no, I'm not. No. It's too dangerous. I was a little too intelligent, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's all complicated. And later on, Rodney, when I became a person, or when as they say, the jig was up. It's basically just Rodney and Rick Bush that they were basically just trying to cover their ass on everything, because they had fucked up seriously, really, really bad. Because he came at me all gung ho saying that how he's going to, Anyway, whatever. He was an idiot. He was a 20-year-old idiot. I don't know. So, whatever. And he wasn't the biggest, the most horrible person. Like I said, JFK was far worse. Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't care anymore. And I said, talk to Rodney, talk to Rick Bush, talk to the supposed Congress. That has been occupying my Washington building. And talk to them. They're the people you should talk to about things. And it's their fault. They were supposedly taking over my absence.